All right, I think I fixed the chat. I don't know. It was a prior uh link or something, and it was linked to my other stream. I'm still trying to get the hang of how you do all this, but how about Georgia's kicker? What did I just click on? Georgia's kicker? Or no, excuse me. Missouri's kicker makes a 56 yarder. Makes a 56 yarder. Oh, they're at the Missouri 32. Oh, please, no, 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 guys. Now they're at the Missouri 12. They're gonna come back. I shouldn't have restarted this. I shouldn't have restarted this live stream. I was restarting it because I wanted to show them losing, but they're about to come back. It looks like they're at the 12. You got to hold them to a field goal. How do you make a 56-yard field goal? That is crazy. That's what I was watching. The over on this game looks amazing. They just started scoring a bunch, or like it must have updated or something. UAB is now up. God, I need UAB to score again. Georgia Tech is up on Pittsburgh. This game is, well, I don't know, man. NC State is just not scoring. I believe if Clemson scores a touchdown, it'll be good. 2nd and 4 from the 6. Oh, no. Oh, no, 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 no. They're going to get a touchdown here. You just know they're going to get it. If Missouri wants to win this game, they need to score a touchdown. They need one more touchdown. If you want to win the game, you need a touchdown. You're going to allow a touchdown here to Georgia. I don't even know how Missouri is making half of these kicks. All right, it's 3rd and 11 for Clemson. A loss of 3. 3rd and 1 for Georgia. Georgia's going to get this 100%. They're going to score. Clemson. There's just so many field goals in this game. This would be Clemson's 3rd field goal. NC State already has 2 field goals. They got to get some yards, though. That's not an easy kick. Although, I don't know. Kickers have been making everything today, it feels like. We need one more score. We might not even, I don't know. I don't know what I had in this game. I think I might have had the over 51. So it might have already hit. It either hit or it pushed. I don't know exactly. This is not the end of the 4th. That's glitched. It does that when it ends the quarters, unfortunately. Oh, that is rough. That is huge. A loss of a yard. They ran it with Kendall Milton. And it's 4th and 2, and they're going to have to kick a field goal. You have to kick a field goal. You've got to make it a one-score game. Oh, my God, that's huge. That is huge for Missouri football. Missouri football is trying to get ranked. They're going to kick I would be shocked if they went for this. I mean, the positive of going, there's 10 minutes left. You have to make it a one-score game. With 10 minutes left, the only positive is Missouri would be starting backed up. They'd be starting way backed up. Oh my God, they got it. They went for it and got it. There is no God. No, that's not good news. I give, Kirby Smart credit for doing that, but man, could you imagine if that would have blown up in his face? Oh, that would have been hilarious. Now they're at 1st and goal at the 1. Unless this is, you guys see Ohio State trying to score in the red zone today. Oh my God, I wanted to shoot myself. Ohio State had like 12 chances to score, and they score a touchdown. Yeah, I mean, you got 1st and goal at the 1-yard line. You're going to score. You're going to very likely score there. They're going to make it 22-19. And it's a 3-point game, and this is really exactly what we thought was going to happen. We thought Georgia would mount a comeback. They have. And, this is still a good situation for Missouri football. Missouri still has a 60% chance. It's not time to panic. You could definitely, you would love a touchdown, obviously. A field goal would it would do a little bit. It's a situation where it would make it a 6-point game. Georgia could still take the lead on a touchdown. LSU, we knew this was what was going to happen with this LSU-Auburn game. It was going to be close. It was going to be low scoring. Cincinnati trying to close this win out. This is a good game, 30-28. Arkansas State with a big win, 45-28. They were 7-point favorites. That's a nice cover for Arkansas State. Troy just thoroughly beat Western Kentucky. That's a parity game. I didn't see it. Troy's going to go to 3-2. Western Kentucky's going to go to 3-2. UGA with the extra point. Clemson, they're at the end of the third quarter. Kind of a weird game with Clemson and NC State. I don't think NC State's very good, but there are definitely going to be people that, if this continues like this, if Clemson scores a touchdown here, or if they win, people are going to want Clemson to move up, possibly, to the number 3 spot, maybe number 4, depending on if you think they should move past Michigan. I mean, Michigan, that's a whole nother thing. The Michigan-Iowa game, I don't even remember that, but it was a game exactly how we thought it was going to go. Michigan wins a lower scoring game. Whatever. Indiana with the football at their own 30. This game has 3. Okay, that's great. So this game is officially done. We can forget about this game, this Duke-Virginia game. Thank God. It only has 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter, but it's officially over. The over hits 38-17. So, I think it was over 51 or 52. Brennan Armstrong, another horrible game, but they did score enough. So we're thankful for that. This is not a good situation. It's the start of the fourth quarter, maybe, this thing is glitched where I think it's probably not the start of the fourth quarter in UAB Rice. Not a good situation. I would love to see UAB somehow score a touchdown, but looks like they're allowing Rice to drive a little bit. We've got Pittsburgh. I mean, Pittsburgh is just, I think they're going to lose. I legitimately think they're going to lose. Arizona might have missed they just scored a touchdown. So Arizona is up 14-7 right now over Colorado. Colorado, trying to cover that 17-point spread. They're doing a good job right now. Down by 7. Texas is crushing West Virginia. That's going to be a major win for Texas with the game control they're having in that game. It is really impressive. They've just been way ahead that entire game. The metrics really like that. We've got Auburn. Looks like they are. So this is a huge for Auburn. 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Can Auburn do it? They need to score a touchdown. Field goal does you nothing. You're 43 yards out. Your quarterback in his first start maybe? What just happened there? Something glitched. 337 passing yards. Jaden Daniels is not good. He's just not very good. Imagine LSU somehow gets the backdoor cover. LSU is, they were losing 17-0. They've come back. What this game is, what we would need to have happen is Western Kentucky score, it go to overtime. Western Kentucky get the ball first, score, kick the extra point, and then not allow Troy to do anything. That's what you would need. Clemson with another field goal. Just a field goal infestation. So that total is at 36 right now. Missouri starting from their own 25. This is the game we're all watching. We're all seeing, can Missouri actually pull it off? I didn't even look at this game until the second quarter, to be honest. Oh, great. I didn't even know there was water in here. I didn't even look at this. And I saw Missouri was up 3-0 in the second quarter. And I was like, well, whatever. And then it was 10-0. And it's like mid-second quarter, it's 10-0. Who would have thought? And it's a nice 10-yard gain to start. It's an acceptable play. You'll take the 10-yard gain. You would love a long, busted touchdown. Imagine their kicker makes a 60-yarder. I would honestly like to see it. Looks like Western Kentucky is driving. Western Kentucky driving. Missouri driving. NC State with the football. We need to see an NC State touchdown. That's a nice play. A nice 15-yard run for Nathaniel Pete to midfield. They're 50 yards out. They are at midfield with a clean slate. 1st and 10. 8:50 left. The upset is happening live right now. This is so amazing. This is exactly what I thought was going to happen. I've got Georgia losing 2 games. They're not making the playoffs. I said it. I didn't know what game it was going to be. Everyone said, oh, you had Georgia losing to South Carolina. Yeah, guys, this is basically the same thing. This is basically exactly what this same exact situation on the road. They're going to lose to one of these bad, sub SEC teams, and that's exactly what is happening. And we've got a 2nd and 7. Okay, not the greatest of things, but you're still on schedule. Get it to a third. Get it to a 3rd and 1. Just get it to a 3rd and manageable. 3rd and 2, 3rd and 1. Ram it up. See, that's what you don't want to do. You don't want to make it a 3rd and 7 against this Georgia defense. I will say, if you execute a proper punt, it is not the worst case scenario if you're able to pin them inside the 5. If it comes to it. It's not the worst case scenario. You need to be throwing the ball here. You need to be letting it loose. Even if you get sacked, it's not a big deal. You have good field position. Throw this football to the first down marker. Give yourself a chance. Don't sell yourself short here if you are Missouri. This is Missouri football. They want to be ranked. If they win this game, this is a team that's in contention for a New Year's Six Bowl. It is so inspirational what's going on with Missouri football right now. And everyone in America should be paying attention to this. This is getting better ratings than the NFL, just like I said it would. Around 20 million people, they said, are watching this game. Thank God. This is great for college football. On the SEC network, on the frickin' SEC network, they got 20 million people tuned into this. Lovely. Absolute. We got a 3rd and 7. Can we get an update? 1st and 10 for NC State, and they burn a timeout at the beginning of a drive. See, that's just not... You're down by 10 points in the 4th quarter, and you burn a timeout before the frickin' drive starts. It's just horrible clock management. And there's a sack, and that's that game. So what? Yeah, I will say Troy just outplayed Western Kentucky. There's really nothing you can say about that game. Western Kentucky went up 7-0 early. It looked like a lock, and then it is typical on, how that happens. Western Kentucky got crushed. They just got outplayed. Cincinnati, wow, they've got the ball at their own 10-yard line. LSU possibly going to win. Yeah, I would say LSU is going to win. We've got Auburn draining their timeouts right now. LSU, well, that's a big win for Brian Kelly on the road. It's a gutty win. It is. It's a game where if your team is not coached well enough, you probably lose it. And see, we get a personal foul now. Now, see, this is... What is this? What is it, a chop block? Is it a chop block? What is that? That is unbelievable. And a 1-yard completion. So now you don't even get to punt from midfield. What was the flag? See, unless the dude, decapitated someone, you can't be throwing an unnecessary roughness penalty. These referees, in certain situations, you have to realize sometimes it's just, it's too much of an effect on a game. Unless he decapitated someone, I'm not throwing a personal foul. Or if it's like a chop block, maybe. Maybe a chop block or something like that. But you're hoping you can punt this and pin them at least inside the 15. If you're punting from the 39, you need to get this ball at least to the 15-yard line and hope for a fair catch. And see, you're punting the ball out of bounds. And a 29-yard punt that goes out of bounds. Missouri football is doing everything in their power to blow this upset. That's how you lose games like this. 29-yard punt that goes out of bounds. Georgia gets it at their own 32. Tell me how that happens. It's unacceptable. That is unacceptable right there. Clemson, NC State, 3rd and 1 from their 34. That's in the 4th quarter. NC State needs to score right now. NC State, you got to do something. This game is done. The Nebraska has the ball at their own 13. Do we have other games starting? See, now this is an issue with UAB. It's just a constant struggle with them. Georgia Tech with the ball. They're going for the upset. This Florida International game, I don't know if a friggin' asteroid hit the field or something. It's been stuck at 4 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. Arizona, Colorado. So Arizona did miss the extra point then. Oh my God. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe it didn't update. 1st and 10, NC State gets a first down. Georgia, we will see what happens. I'm not looking forward to this Georgia drive. You need a turnover. You need a turnover right now if you are Missouri. Let's just quickly look at this and see the updated thing. So Missouri at 56 basically. I want to see total yardage. I like seeing game control. And UGA is starting to really distance themselves in total yardage. They're at 371 to 294. Yeah, you don't want a big drive here. They're starting to distance themselves. We don't want them looking good on the metrics. We don't want that. LSU, how many timeouts does Auburn have? What do they have, like 10 timeouts? Every time I go to that game, it's some sort of timeout by Auburn. Looks like Coastal Carolina tried a 2-point conversion, didn't get it. Coastal Carolina still undefeated. You cannot rank. Please do not rank Coastal Carolina. I hope they rank James Madison. That's who I hope they rank. James Madison, another great performance by them. And see, this is what you can't... How many times has Devin Larry been sacked? What is his rushing yards? 6 carries for -4 yards. Their offense has done nothing. 172 yards of offense for NC State. I mean, Clemson is really going to start, if this holds, yeah, people are going to start saying Clemson should jump Michigan, maybe jump Ohio State, maybe jump Georgia. It is an impressive performance, but let's remember, this is an NC State team that they've been a little underperforming this year. I don't know how good NC State is, honestly. And we get a run of 22 yards for Kenny frickin' McIntosh. See, this is how you lose these games. You cannot allow a touchdown here. You cannot go down 4 points. It is indescribable. You will not make that up. Because you would need a touchdown to win. If a field goal does nothing. A 22-yard rush. Make Stenson beat you. What? Oh, a game just ended. That's what happened. Yeah, 4th and 8. The over is in trouble in this NC State cannot score, and they had to punt. So we'll see what happens with NC State. It's not looking good there. The other games, this game is Rice has been in a timeout for a while. We've got the major USC Arizona State game. That game is kicking off at 10:40. We've got the David Shaw special kicking off on FS1. I mean, who's staying up for that? Goodness. But I'm going to have to I'm going to try and wait to the end of this Georgia game here and see. This is going to upset me. This is not a situation that you want to have happen. They're 28 yards out. It's 1st and 10. You need to hold them here. You need to hold them to a field goal. You know what killed Missouri? The punt. The punt killed Missouri. If you could have pinned, well, what killed them was that penalty, whatever it was. The 15-yard penalty. I don't know what it was. But again, that's a soft call as far as I'm concerned. I didn't see it, but it's soft because you can't throw a flag like that. And now it's 1st and 10 from the 12. What a frickin' joke. So it's 1st and 10 from the 12 for Georgia football. Yeah, Georgia needs to move down the rankings. This is Alabama 2.0. Alabama versus Texas. Let's close the deal. Let's seal it. Let's get these SEC teams to lose games. But no, all they have to do is sneak out. All right, we'll take a loss of 1, hold them to a field goal at 2nd and 11. These SEC teams, look at Alabama. Alabama should have lost straight up to Texas, and it doesn't matter now. Now everyone's like, oh, Alabama, even with their backup, they get a huge win. Nobody cares. They should have lost to Texas. They should have. It doesn't matter. Missouri needs to close the deal and win this game. Hold them to a field goal. Hold them. And see, that's not what you want there. You've got a 12-yard completion to the 1. And we're looking at a 26-22 game now. Shocker. Oh, my God. How is... You know, there's several things when you're trying to upset the number 1 team in the nation. Well, let me just say that. This is like the number 4 team in the nation, right? Because I think Ohio State's better. I think Alabama's better. I think Clemson's better. Michigan is not better. But, you know, when you're trying to upset a top team, you can't be punting the ball 29 yards out of bounds. You can't be having a 15-yard penalty and then they just drive right down the field right when they need to and 1st and goal at the 1-yard line. This is the second time this half Georgia has had a 1st and goal. And let's just see what happens here. Uh, I'm sure they're going to score. Unless you get like you need a false start. You need a false, on first and goal from the 1, your only hope is a false start. That's what you would need. Coastal Carolina undefeated. I'm sure some dumbass AP voter is going to vote them inside, the top 25 because they're undefeated. Vote James Madison. That's who you need to vote. James Madison. Tulsa. Man, this Tulsa team won't go away. And there's the 1-yard touchdown run for Edwards. I'm not familiar with Edwards, but God, this thing does that sometimes. It shows like a checkerboard. Maybe they missed the extra point and you get lucky. I mean, that'd be a big extra point to miss. It's a very tough situation for Missouri right now. You're down by 4 against a defense like this. Yeah. And now the yardage is bad. I mean, this is the worst case scenario for what we wanted. This is not good for Missouri football. And there it is right there. 26-22. And this game just won't move. This Clemson NC State game. Rice takes the lead. Great. You got to start betting just more over-unders. I think that's what it is. Arizona's in there. Yeah, Arizona minus 17 was probably a good bet. Zona is, Colorado was just so bad. This game, it actually updated. FIU is still up. Man, if I had New Mexico State minus 14, I'd be so pissed. Maybe Colorado gets a stand. Man, that's a good stat line for Arizona's quarterback. 11 of 16, 144, 2 touchdowns in the first half. And we've got a kickoff in the Arizona State USC game. USC coming into this game carrying that 25-point spread. We'll see if they can cover that. That'll be tough for them. We've got this. There's going to be a kickoff in the Georgia game. Clemson, yeah. So this game has completely stalled. This Clemson NC State game. I would love to see an NC State touchdown. I'd love to see any team score a touchdown here. That's what I need. I just need a touchdown scored. But we're getting punt after punt after punt after punt. And Tulsa is having a 3rd and goal. They may have to settle for a field goal. Certainly, it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. You get it to a 1-score game. Man, their quarterback, that is not a good stat line. 16 of 34, 2 interceptions, no touchdowns. We've got an end. So Coastal Carolina is officially 5-0. Congratulations to them on a major achievement. Man, they're starting at their own 16. That's just brutal, man. That is not a good situation for NC State. West Virginia trying to make it a little bit more appeasing. They're down by 18. But again, Texas, the story is just, I think Texas is probably going to get ranked. I know they're 3-2, but they have that close loss to Bama, a very close loss to Texas Tech. I would say they're probably getting ranked. UAB is driving again. I need UAB to score and then get a defensive touchdown or something. Georgia Tech is driving. Pittsburgh is just, I don't know what happened to Pittsburgh, man. I really don't. Wow, did Colorado just hold Arizona on the 1-yard line? First play of this USC game, Travis Dye, a run for no yards. So Arizona State's defense looking good early on the first play. Imagine Georgia Tech kicks another field goal. They would have 3 points, 3 points, 3 points, 3 points. That's what Georgia Tech would have. Oh my God, my jaw hurts. It's not what you think. Yeah, these we're not getting very many. We got to let everything update. We got to hopefully wait for this Missouri drive. I'm sure the FPI at this point has, Georgia. This is going to be an issue. What is happening now, if you actually look at the numbers, it's not, Georgia's at 82% chance, but the problem is the team stats. You're looking at 439 to 294. That's a sizable difference. We would have liked that to be very close to make Georgia fall down in the metrics, and they still might fall down. They're going to fall down in game control, which will inevitably hurt all their ratings. But the key thing for Georgia is you're going to need Oregon to lose. if Georgia hangs on to win this game, you need Oregon to lose. You need to trust David Shaw. All I can tell people right now, trust David Shaw. Put your faith in him. It's the same thing. Trust Chip Kelly. Try, please. Oh, and we start with an incomplete pass. So I'm guessing Missouri at least has a few timeouts left. I'm gonna have to, if this drive doesn't go well, I'm gonna have to get out of this stream really quickly. I'm gonna be out. I'm out. If this drive goes bad, I'm done. Look at this headline, guys. Well, you're not gonna see it because it's on the side, but it's being blocked. It says touchdown. Brennan Armstrong scores versus Duke. That's the headline. Touchdown and exclamation point. Just a weird, yeah, I think people are shocked that Brennan Armstrong scored. I'm like cyberbullying Brennan Armstrong. I'm sorry, but see, this is not what now it's 3rd and 10. See, Georgia woke up. This is the problem. Georgia woke up, and but guys, this doesn't change the fact Georgia is not as good as what we don't need now. We don't need Georgia scoring again. That's what we don't need. Keep this a 1-score game. Worst case scenario, Missouri loses by 1 score. We don't need Georgia scoring another touchdown. It would just be and see, you're going 3 straight incompletions. The last thing we need is Georgia making this a 2-score game. That's the last thing we need. Can NC State do something? I don't think I've seen a quarterback performance. Devin Leary. It's Clemson's defensive line. This is the game. Finally, we see Clemson's defensive line play like I thought they would play. Finally, this is the game. And Brian Breezier is not even playing. He's out with some undisclosed injury. But I will give my quick take on the unranked matchups because I'll talk about the ranked matchups later. This game, I'm shocked. I'm completely shocked. Wisconsin football is dead. Illinois, it's looking like Illinois could be a legitimate contender in the West. Like, legitimate. That's how bad the West is. And Illinois is actually a good team. It's weird. Guys, we knew this Georgia State Army game would go under, even with the late flurry in the 4th quarter. I think one of my longtime subscribers was telling me Georgia State was going to win, and he normally always gets his picks right. And just Georgia State, it's one of those games. It's a parity game, right? Georgia State moves to 1-4, Army's 1-3, and James Madison. James Madison is amazing what they're doing right now. Navy, Air Force, the under it's a lock. Look at their quarterback, 6 of 8 for 156. Jesus. Boy, Memphis played bad, but they won. Temple is so bad. Memphis was down 3-0, I think, late in the 3rd quarter. Eastern Michigan played horrible, but still won against UMass. Eastern Michigan was 20-point favorites, and the models were saying to take Eastern Michigan. I can't even remember that game, Ball State. This game, so I had when I said to take South Florida, that bet is void. That bet is not active. Okay, guys, I said take South Florida +8 because that was on Monday. We all expected South Florida to play at home. I can't even talk. The problem is the game got moved. Nobody was expecting it. It changed the entire atmosphere, and that ruined the bet. But that bet is void. That does not count. Kansas by 3 over Iowa State. They're going to be ranked. Congratulations to them. UConn over Fresno State. Congratulations to UConn getting another win. Fresno State with their backup quarterback. Horrible game by him. 2 interceptions, no touchdowns. Maryland beats Michigan. Michigan State is going to be 20-point favorites next week at home against Ohio State. It's crazy. North Carolina over Virginia Tech. Very frustrating with the line on that and how it's a whole story on that. We were expecting heavy rain. You take the under 50.5. There's no rain, and it ends up being 51. It's just ridiculous. Toledo is a good team. Toledo's the best team in the MAC. Bowling Green beats Akron. Yep. A lot of people were in on Bowling Green. The line got pushed to -9. I was in on the over. The over hit. The over was 52 or 50 or something. Let's just get an update on these games real quick and see what's going on. So game day is going to Kansas. So that is, and it really should. And Georgia's got a first down, looks like at their own 36. They're probably one first down away from this game being over. And I will end off the stream here and come out with my big video tonight. But UAB, I mean, there's 9 minutes. I find it hard to believe there's 9 minutes left in this game. I don't know, maybe. Georgia Tech, 3 points, 3 points, 3 points, 3 points. Good for them. Imagine they win 12-7. They deserve to win. Colorado is so bad, man. They're so bad. USC is already up. Caleb Williams is really going to start padding his stats. He saw CJ Stroud struggle. He's going to start padding his stats for the Heisman. I guarantee it. He's already 5 for 5. It's so obvious. What happened here? Larry pass incomplete. Penalty hold. Oh my God, they have 2nd and 20. They need to score a touchdown. If they score a touchdown, it's fine. 2nd and 9, a run for 1 yard. You need to stop them. I mean, obviously, if they get a first down, the game's over. Georgia, I would say, is going to be ranked 3rd behind Ohio State and Clemson. I mean, we have to stop rewarding these teams like it's like the Alabama thing. Like, it's not impressive what these teams are. And there it is, guys. And there it is. I don't know the timeout situation. 1st and 10 with 2:45 left. That's death for Missouri. That is death for Missouri football. And now it's, let them kneel it. Just don't let the score, let it be a 1-score loss. Just let it be a 1-score loss. You don't need to let them score again. Don't do anything. Lose 26-22 and move Georgia down. And I think Georgia faces, let's take a look at Georgia's schedule. The University of Georgia. They've got Auburn. Auburn and Vanderbilt, obviously, at home. Very likely those are going to be wins. You've got the neutral site game. So these could be 2 games. The key thing with this game, the Tennessee game, it's at home. At Mississippi State could be interesting. At Kentucky, you know what? They could lose. They could still lose. These are not easy games. Georgia Tech, that is an easy one. Unless you're Pittsburgh. Of course. But, I think that's going to be it for this. Oh my God, literally the worst down is 2nd and 1. Do they even have a timeout left? I mean, do you even call a timeout on 2nd and 1? It's a death down. If you're trying to stop a team from running clock, 2nd and 1 is the worst down to be in if you're the defense. Boy, NC State cannot do anything. How many times is NC State going to be in a 3rd and long, 4th and long? It's every drive with NC State. Every drive. Devin Leary should have like -50 rushing yards. I swear. Good for Nebraska football. Really good for Nebraska football. UAB, we need UAB to score and then score. What just happened here? Oh my goodness. Georgia Tech might have gotten a turnover and they just threw a touchdown pass. They're up 18-7. So a really weird score there. They're going to go up 19-7. Will they go for 2? Imagine they go for 2 and don't get it, and the final score is 18-7. That's an interesting score. So what is this? A team run, loss of 3, fumbled, recovered by KJ Henry. All right, maybe Clemson can score. Maybe they're 47 yards away. This game is over. I think it just hasn't updated. So, shocker. I'm guessing, quite honestly, guys, what I think happened here is Missouri got the call from the SEC. It's in the SEC, and I'll talk about this. It's in the SEC's best interest for Missouri to lose this football game. I'm sure they'll get compensated for it, but there's a massive collusion case we've got going right here with Missouri football with Georgia. It's the same thing with Oregon. Missouri gets the call, and see, you're calling a timeout with 1:58 left. They have a first down. What are you going to... why are you calling a timeout right now? Just let them run the clock out so it looks like a good loss. You only lost by 4 points. You're not going to come back. But there is major collusion within this Missouri-Georgia game, and Missouri got the call at halftime. They said, listen, we will compensate you. You cannot beat Georgia. It's going to be bad. We're trying to get 2 SEC teams in. It's more collusion. It's disgusting. And Missouri football is now a part of this. This is Missouri. This is Oregon. There is a major collusion happening right now in college football, and I am so sick of seeing the same thing every week. I called it out when it happened week 1. Now it's a mainstream thing. Everyone knows, everyone says in the comments, Dan Lanning laid down for Georgia in week 1. He did. He laid down for his former head coach. He worships Kirby Smart. There's collusion there. There's major collusion in this Georgia-Missouri game. How does it help the SEC if Missouri wins this game, guys? Seriously, how does it help the SEC? It doesn't. It doesn't help the SEC at all. Missouri would be ranked, 24th? And then they'd lose next week and they'd be unranked. It just kills Georgia. Missouri calls another timeout, so Missouri must have timeouts. That's probably their last one, I would say. If they have one more left, that would be it. And Georgia Tech did kick the extra point. We've got Arizona. Did they score again? I mean, this quarterback, it's just ridiculous. He's got 200 yards passing with 8 minutes left in the second quarter. Arizona State is trying to mount a little drive with Emory Jones, the former Buckeye commit. He was committed to Ohio State. He ended up going to Florida. And now he is at Arizona State, the well-traveled Emory Jones. Is this game over? They're still calling time. Can we please just score one more touchdown? Is that too much to ask? This Clemson-NC State game, yeah, there's going to be a major storyline about Clemson. Now, Clemson controlled this game. I mean, they bullied NC State. Let's be honest. Let's just call it what it is. NC State actually got some yards. It's not a total crazy yards discrepancy. 333 to 224. It's not horrible. I mean, it's not good, but it's not horrible. DeMarcus Jones. They must have tried a trick play. Who's DeMarcus Jones? What position does he play? 3rd and 2. I mean, do you have a timeout? No, I think they're going to let... Georgia's just going to let the clock run, then they'll call a timeout with 1 second left on the play clock. And... boy, we could use Clemson to break a run. Will Shipley, can you break a run or something, man? It'd look really good on your stats. Just make it 30-13. We just need a score here. Nebraska looks like they're going to cover the 5-point spread. Yeah, Nebraska was a great pick on the money line. They were just due for a win. They really were. Good for them. Good for Nebraska football. Good for Mickey Joseph, too. Arizona State is driving. They're 35 yards out, 2nd and 10. It would be great to see Arizona State football really compete with USC here in this game. This is a late night matchup. Oregon now, that line is trending -18. I don't know if there's somebody out for Stanford, although E.J. Smith that was already known. Yeah, that was already known. DJ with a 4-yard run and a 15. Well, maybe they can score a touchdown. They're 25 yards away. Georgia ends up calling a time. I said they would do that with 1 second left. So if I'm Georgia, you're at the 28. Yeah, definitely try a field goal here. Definitely. You're in a really good spot if you're Georgia with 1:02 left. Even if you miss the field goal, Missouri has no timeouts. They need a touchdown. You got to try. Oh, no, it's 3rd and 2. Oh, this game's over. If it's third, yeah, the game is over. Even if Georgia doesn't get this, they could run the clock down to 15 seconds left. Yeah. So we'll see if Georgia, they could just get a 2-yard gain and the game would be over, basically. Ugh. We will see, and then I will quickly end this if they do end up getting this. But we would love to see Clemson, do something here. Come on, Clemson. I'm gonna have to watch the end of that Clemson game, and there it is. And that's the major collusion we were talking about. We were expecting it. It happens. It's live. It's right in front of our eyes. It is the SEC collusion, and now the narrative is Georgia survives a major scare. Now there's major collusion. Missouri was told at halftime, take the dive, lose the game. We will compensate you. We need 2 teams in the playoffs. There's major collusion with Missouri. There's major collusion with Oregon. You've got Texas A&M cheating and their total mess they've got going on there. The SEC is a total joke. It's a complete mess. Come on, Clemson. Why is DJ QB sneaking it for 1 yard on 1st and 10? I know it wasn't a QB sneak, but come on, throw the ball. They're not going to throw it. Dabo will not throw it. Not in this situation. They're just going to run the clock out. Great to see Nebraska get a win. Really great to see. Oh my God. I'm guessing Arizona's going to score again. How about Arizona State football? Arizona State is right now tied with USC, and that's a great drive, a great response drive. I can guarantee you Caleb Williams is going to finish this game with 5 touchdowns. I don't even have to watch that game. I can't believe this game hasn't even kicked off. This is a long, long day here. Jesus. And they did try and throw it to Will Shipley out of the backfield, and it was incomplete. Throw it again, please. I need a touchdown. A field goal does not, you need a touchdown. I cannot believe this, man. This game, mid-third quarter, it was looking so good. I mean, just, what happens here? What happens? San Jose State with a touchdown. Georgia Tech is going to win. It's great for them. First, okay, this is great. Get a touchdown here, and then we'll end it. Get a touchdown. End it off on a positive note. Get to, if you get to 30, that's a total of 43. And we just make it. We just make the over 42.5. If we are able to see it, it's a tough. It's from the 8. It's from the 8. I would suggest they're gonna run the ball here, and it's not gonna go far. Because NC State got whooped. Let's be honest. Let's call it what it is. They got bullied. There's going to be a lot of people that want Clemson to be ranked higher. Kind of a weird game, with NC State, I don't know. There is barely any games going on right now. Hassan Hall with a run of 25 yards. Boy, you got to feel bad for Pittsburgh football. This is the end of Pittsburgh football season. I mean, you're 24. You open as 24-point favorites, and you're gonna lose by possibly 20 if Georgia Tech scores a touchdown here. This is just an epic loss, and it is gonna kill their analytical rankings. NC State calls a timeout. Whoop-de-frickin-do.